Breaking news, accounting firm PwC has been fined a record $5 million and severely reprimanded over its auditing of collapsed property services ground CONNAUGHT. Social housing specialist CONNAUGHT, which employed 10,000 people, had $220 million of debt when it went bust in 2010. The Financial Reporting Council, which imposed the fine, spent 5 years investigating PwC's audit of CONNAUGHT in 2009. It found evidence of misconduct by PwC and retired partner Stephen Harrison. Mr. Harrison was fined £150,000 and was also reprimanded. PwC was ordered to pay the FRC's legal costs and make an interim payment of $1.5 million. The FRC said the auditors had committed misconduct in 3 areas: mobilization of costs, long-term contracts, and intangible assets. Exeter-based CONNAUGHT was a FTSE 250 company. At one stage, it had a market value of more than $500 million. This is the 3rd time FRC has ruled against PwC. Well, let's get the latest details now from ANN7's business editor, Mr. Clive Ramatabela-Smith. Good afternoon to you, Clive. Just talk us through the details of this news coming through, and also how big is this indictment on a global auditing firm like PricewaterhouseCoopers?
Well, top of the afternoon to you, Abigail, and to the rest of our viewers as well. I think once again, it seems like financial institutions have landed themselves into hot water for incidents, perhaps maybe a little bit more serious in this particular regard, because, I mean, it just goes to show that not all science is perfect and not all perfect is science. So, for me, what is interesting about this particular report, obviously, that is coming out of the UK, the FRC, by the way, is the body that looks after the financial regulatory activities within the United Kingdom. So, for example, they would be at the equivalent of your likes of the Financial Services Board of South Africa, and they would be regulating, obviously, to make sure that everybody who's registered under the licensing of becoming a financial service provider, that they are above board. What seems to be the case with this company that has been revealed that obviously they went under in 2010 following some dodgy work and unfounded work done by the PwC. It seems that it revealed that PwC did play foul in some of its findings, and it was irregular activities that was found in the kind of auditing that they went through, which actually landed the company even in a far dire situation than what they were. The question, therefore, Abigail, is what influenced the decisions by the PricewaterhouseCoopers to make these findings, to make it look as if this company has no hope and therefore provide details and data that seemingly saw them actually getting bankrupt. So the findings by the FRC show that those irregularities that PwC did not attend to, and the shoddy work they did in auditing this particular firm, led to the demise of the firm, and therefore they believe that because that was not done thoroughly, then they are in the wrong. And that's why they've then fined them. What is interesting is most of the people that were working as directors at the time, as partners at PwC in the UK at that time, have subsequently resigned or have changed jobs, as it were. So the question is, how do they retain this money? The FRC says they will have to go back to the directors and get that money.
Clive, with regards to PricewaterhouseCoopers, it operates globally and it operates in South Africa as well. It was involved in Thuli Madunsela's state capture report and recently in the Treasury's Eskom report on Tegeta as well. How reliable then are these reports if the auditing firm is found guilty of misconduct? It raises a couple of questions, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, let me put it this way. We must not be very quick to dismiss, I suppose, credibility. However, we must ask where loopholes appear. And in this particular case, Abigail, I would like to think that obviously, like I said, not all science is perfect, and therefore in this particular case it seems like they did go wrong. The question therefore is, in the South African context, what else could it be, the reports that they would be giving that could be trustworthy and transparent? Perhaps maybe it's an opportunity for us as the public to have a look with great scrutiny and obviously open our eyes wide open when we go and make comments and references with regards to these things. We know that financial institutions in themselves do lack perfection. So therefore, that means that in this case, PwC, whatever report that will come out of them, we must be very quick to analyze it. We must be very vigilant to make sure that its accuracy does actually meet the criteria and it is actually factual. For example, I spoke about it yesterday about the ESCOM saga, that everything that is there seems to be above board, apart from little things. Obviously, as conglomerate as you grow, certain things you just overlook. But what is, yes, PwC's report in this case was wrong, and therefore it asked questions about their credibility in certain instances, and the loopholes that were left open obviously are open to scrutiny, and they've left themselves open in this particular case. Can we dismiss all the cases that they've looked upon or that they have overseen? No, but nonetheless, we should be more careful with regards to how the Financial Services Board or the financial regulators should also be very vigilant in making sure that these guys are acting within the regulation.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much, Clive. Let's leave it there for now. NN7's business editor, Mr. Clive Ramatabela-Smith, just commenting on this breaking news coming through this afternoon that accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers has been fined a record £5 million for misconduct by the UK's accounting watchdog. The accounting firm has found guilty in relation to the audit of CONNAUGHT, a FTSE 250 social housing group put into administration in 2010. The Financial Report Council, which imposed the fine, spent 5 years investigating PwC's audit of CONNAUGHT in 2009. And the FRC said the auditors had committed misconduct in 3 areas, those 3 areas being mobilisation cost, long-term contracts and intangible assets as well. Stay tuned to ANN7. We are going to keep you up to date with the latest details and developments here.